to read and utter the most dangerous mistake a man can make. They say love is blind, but in truth, most men are just asleep. They chase beauty, they fall for charm, but they miss the signs that truly matter. And by the time they realize what they had, she's already gone. This video isn't about dating tips. It's a wake-up call. A stoic man doesn't beg for love. He recognizes value, respects it, and protects it. If a woman shows you these 5 rare qualities, don't hesitate. Never take her for granted. Never let her go. Let's begin with the first sign of true emotional depth. 1. She respects your mission, not just your time. A woman who understands that your purpose comes before pleasure is rare. She doesn't compete with your goals. She fuels them. She doesn't demand constant attention. She honors your focus. She knows a man without a mission is already lost. So she supports your silence, your hustle, and your solitude. This kind of respect is not loud. It's quiet loyalty. And when you have it, you'll never feel drained, only driven. But how does she respond when life gets rough? Let's move to the second sign. 2. She brings peace, not chaos. In a world full of noise, drama, and ego battles, a truly valuable woman becomes your sanctuary. She doesn't escalate arguments. She doesn't play games. Her presence calms your nervous system, not confuses it. You don't need to explain yourself over and over. She listens, pauses, and brings clarity to your confusion. Remember, chaos ages a man, peace preserves him, and the most dangerous people to trust are often the loudest. But the right woman, she's steady, still, secure. Let's now talk about trust, because the next sign reveals her true character. 3, she guards what you share. When you open up to her, even just a little, she treats your vulnerability like a treasure. Not gossip, not leverage, not content. She protects what you reveal in private because she respects your soul, not just your image. Most women will say, "You can trust me," but only a few show it in silence. By never weaponizing your pain, if she guards your emotional safety, that's not luck. That's asterisk character. And character is what separates a good time from a good life. Ready for the next one? This one's often overlooked. 4, she has standards for herself. The right woman doesn't just hold you accountable, she holds herself accountable first. She works on her mind, her health, her energy. She doesn't rely on you for meaning. She adds to your life because she has her own. No man should carry the emotional weight of 2 people, and with her, you won't have to. She's not looking for a savior. She's walking beside you, not behind, not ahead. And that brings us to the final and most rare trait of all. 5, she chooses you, but doesn't need you. Dependency is dangerous, but interdependence, that's power. A woman who chooses you freely, without neediness, is a woman who will stay because she wants to, not because she has to. She has options, but she still picks you. Every day in big ways and small, she doesn't cling, she connects. And that is the kind of love that grows deeper, not heavier. Next is the final conclusion, the rarest kind of wealth. Most men chase status, some chase beauty, but few realize that the rarest kind of wealth is a woman with depth, discipline, and devotion. She doesn't demand attention, she earns respect. She doesn't just admire your strength, she nurtures it. She is the kind of woman who makes you a better man, not by trying to change you, but by believing in who you already are. If you're lucky enough to find her, don't delay, don't overthink. Just honor her presence and never let her go. Because a woman like that isn't just a partner, she's your legacy. Nakrosuri, for men who refuse to settle. How to respond to a hug, the Stoic way. You think a hug is just affection, warmth, or a sweet little gesture. Think again. In the real world, especially between a man and a woman, a hug is a signal. And sometimes, it's a psychological test in disguise. Have you ever received a hug that lasted just a bit too long, only for her to go cold a few days later? Or maybe you hugged her tightly, yet it left absolutely no impression? Worse, you thought you did everything right, but she forgot about you within a week? Here's the truth. If you respond the wrong way to a hug, you become forgettable. But if you know how to stay silent, hold your ground, and radiate the calm strength of a mountain, you become the memory she can't let go of. Stoic philosophy, lived by Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, and Epictetus, teaches us nothing external can shake a man who is grounded, not even the most beautiful hug. It's in the smallest moments, like a fleeting embrace, that you can leave a permanent mark on a woman's mind. Not with words, not with over-the-top reactions, but through presence, composure, and an energy beyond language. So how do you turn a simple hug into something unforgettable? This video isn't about tricks or pickup tactics. It's about stoic energy, the kind that rewires your instincts and makes you unforgettable, simply by the way you say nothing. Get ready, because after this, you'll never react to a hug the same way again. 3 types of hugs. Women use to test your emotional presence. Not all hugs are the same. To a perceptive woman, a hug isn't just about affection, it's a silent test. A subtle way to sense who you really are. Are you predictable and eager? Or are you the kind of man she can't stop trying to figure out? 1. The quick hug. I'm controlling the distance. This hug lasts less than a second. She leans in briefly, then pulls away before you can even react. Most men rush to respond by hugging tighter, trying to prolong the moment. And that's the mistake. How does a Stoic respond? You don't chase, you accept. You stand still, like a statue. You don't need more to prove your worth. She gives you a brief hug. Fine. Your calm detachment is the sign that you need nothing outside yourself. Let her wonder why you weren't shaken. Inspired by Marcus Aurelius too. The long hug. I want to be closer, but I can't say it. This hug lingers. She doesn't let go, even though she says nothing. It's no longer just friendly. It's a silent sigh from her inner world. Most men misread it as a green light and start reacting too fast, touching more, pulling tighter. How does a Stoic respond? You remain still, but not emotionally absent. You don't push her away, but you don't move forward either. You let her hold you, like a wave touching a rock that doesn't move. And in that silence, she starts to wonder, why do I want to be closer to him when he hasn't done anything? This is where you plant a seed in her mind, a seed called mystery. 3. The off-center hug. I'm not sure about you yet. She hugs you, but her body leans away. Her shoulder doesn't fully connect. She might even look in another direction. This is a half-hearted hug, part test, part hesitation. Most men try to fix it by adjusting her shoulders or closing the space between them. But a Stoic doesn't force someone to face him. You don't reposition her, you observe, and mentally take a step back. You understand that a misaligned hug says more than words ever could, and you respect her emotional uncertainty with strength and clarity. If someone isn't ready to give a full hug, don't take it. Never grab something from a soul still in doubt. The Stoic mindset. When you realize that a hug is a form of unspoken language, you stop reacting impulsively. You'll know when to be silent, when to step back, and when to simply hold your posture so she's the one who never forgets you. The Stoic response, leaving a lasting mark through silence and space. When she hugs you, it's not your words or actions, but your inner reaction that leaves the deepest impression. The ungrounded man sees a hug as an invitation to act, to possess. The Stoic man sees it as the ultimate test of stillness. Silence, but not emptiness. When a woman hugs you, what she subconsciously senses isn't just the warmth of your skin, it's the energy you radiate through your silence. You don't say anything. You don't try to comfort her. You don't smile awkwardly. You simply remain still. No quick reactions. No need to prove anything. Because you understand, silence is the voice of a powerful inner world. Seneca. She'll begin to feel something unusual. You're not clinging, but you're also not distant. You're present, but are not consumed by emotion. That's the Stoic kind of attraction, where you don't try to be remembered, yet become unforgettable. The Decode distance, not coldness, but depth. After a hug, most men try to keep that feeling of closeness alive. Texting right away, reminiscing, or looking for reasons to meet again. That's the mistake. Distance, when used with intention, is what turns you into a symbol. When you don't immediately reach out, don't chase the moment. She'll start asking herself, did he feel anything at all? Why isn't he reaching out? Was I special or just a moment? And that's when you leave your mark, not with your presence, but with your absence. The man she remembers most isn't the one who talked the loudest, but the one who left the most questions behind. Stoic whisper. Stillness, not something you fake, but something you forge. The hardest part of the Stoic response isn't the silence. It isn't the distance. It's the internal stillness. The part of you that isn't shaken by closeness. Most men think they're calm, but the moment they're hugged, their mind gives them away. Anxiety. What is she thinking? Expectation. Could this lead somewhere? Fear. What should I do to not mess this up? But you, living with a Stoic mindset, don't need to do something to be remembered. You simply be someone, grounded, deep, and unattached. Be the man she feels safe around and feels a void when you're gone. To summarize, to respond to a hug in a way that makes you unforgettable. 1. Be silent, like a wordless song full of emotion. 2. Maintain distance, so the space becomes the aftertaste. 3. Stand firm, like a rock in the middle of emotional waves. You don't need to capture her heart. You just need to leave a quiet space in it where you once stood without saying a word. Oprishchana. 5 mistakes that make you less attractive. After a hug. A hug may seem like a simple, affectionate gesture, but to a woman's mind, it's an emotional window. A moment where she senses more than you think. You only have a few seconds, and if you respond poorly, you don't just get forgotten. You might even be seen as needy, insecure, or lacking confidence. Nurkushanam. Kuncha 1. Talking too soon after the hug. Some men can't handle silence. The moment the hug ends, they blurt something out. I really missed you. That hug, it moved me. You're amazing. The problem, women don't hear your words. They sense what you're trying to prove. When you speak too soon, you steal the echo of the moment. Instead of letting the silence expand, you clutter it with uncontrolled words. What does the Stoic man do? He simply offers a calm smile, meets her gaze with quiet presence, and lets the silence say, I'm feeling this. I don't need to explain it. Therefore, 2. Holding the hug too long or too short. Hold it too long and you come off as desperate or emotionally dependent. She feels like you're clinging to something. A hope, a feeling, a need. Hold it too short and it seems awkward, disconnected, or afraid. The length of the hug should be guided by awareness, not desire. You should hug like someone who could walk away at any moment, but chooses to stay fully present. 3. Touching places you shouldn't. Some men, lacking emotional maturity, misread a hug as permission to escalate. Their hands wander. They pull her in too close. Their body sends a message of lust, not connection. And just like that, a sacred moment becomes invasive. Stoic philosophy teaches, when you protect the purity of an intimate moment, you create a connection deeper than desire, respect, and admiration. Dorshir 4. Texting right after to validate the moment. Some men get anxious after a hug. Uncertain if they left an impression, they quickly send a message. That hug meant a lot to me. Suggest a follow-up. We should meet again soon. Or worse, send a heart emoji. Why does this backfire? Because you just killed the mystery the hug created. You made it ordinary, predictable, and cheap. The Stoic man lets time do the work. He understands. Silence and waiting are what make a hug echo in her memory. EUM 5. Using the hug to define your place in her heart. This is the biggest mistake of all. You treat the hug like a test of your worth. You overanalyze. If she hugged tight, maybe she loves me. If it was quick, maybe I don't matter. If she initiated it, maybe I've won. All these questions come from an unstable ego. A confident man doesn't measure his value by someone else's gestures, but by the character he maintains within. Tornillo, how does the Stoic man respond after a hug? No rushing, no clinging, no overinterpreting, no chasing for validation. He simply feels the moment and walks away at the right time. Because he knows it's not the hug that makes her remember you. It's how you existed in that moment. If why a hug can make her remember you forever. Most people think what makes a woman remember a man are things like roses, gifts, or sweet words. That's not true. Women don't remember you for what you do. They remember you for how you make them feel. And a hug, done with the right energy, the right silence, and the right presence, can leave an emotional imprint that lasts for years. Liuger 1. A hug is primal contact, beyond words. Long before writing or spoken language, one thing remained constant through human evolution: physical touch. When two people hug, multiple senses are triggered at once. A feeling of safety, warmth, heartbeats aligning, breathing slowing down, and sometimes a flicker of anxiety. If the other person lacks presence, a hug becomes a wordless message. one that says everything without saying a thing. A stoic man doesn't need to explain. His hug is a quiet declaration. I don't need to possess you. I'm simply fully present with you. Two. Women feel protected in calm stillness. Here's a truth. Most women aren't looking for the loudest guy in the room. They're drawn to the one calm enough to feel safe with. A hug that's gentle but grounded, a hand placed respectfully, not possessively, a light resting of her head if she initiates it. No pushing, no forcing, no acting. That's the mark of a man who knows himself and honors emotional space. With a man like that, she doesn't feel like she's being entertained. She feels like she's found someone she can lean into in stillness. Kotushi 3. Women remember details and a hug is full of them. Unlike men, who often remember results or specific actions, women tend to recall feelings, atmospheres, and subtle details. They remember the scent on your shirt, the way your hand rested on their back, gentle but sure, the way you looked at them before and after the hug, deep, unrushed, the silence afterward, letting the moment linger inside them. From those details, they start to miss you even when you're not there. Darshiram. 4. A hug is a moment where both people are forced to be honest. You can't fake your presence in a hug. There are no words to distract, no actions to mask uncertainty. Just two breaths and the space between two hearts. If you're detached, she'll feel it. If you're too desperate, she'll feel that too. But if you're calm, grounded, and fully there, she won't forget it. Thus, 5. Because what happens after the hug is what lingers most. What do you do after the hug? Do you rush to text her? Do you try to lock in the feeling? Or do you walk away calmly, leaving space that makes her miss you? The stoic man understands. What you chase will run. What you respect with dignity will stay. When you walk away and do nothing more, you make her wonder. You leave a beautiful empty space that she fills with her imagination. And what makes someone remember you forever? Not what actually happened, but how they imagined you in the moment they felt your absence the most. The Stoic way, how to hug her in a way she'll never forget without saying a word. Marcus Aurelius once said, "Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one." You don't need to prove yourself with words. You don't need cheesy lines, unnecessary touches, or rushed gestures. A Stoic man leaves a lasting impression on a woman with nothing more than a well-grounded hug. But what does well-grounded mean? Mirasip 1. Prepare your inner state before you even touch her. Stoicism teaches us you can't control others, only how you respond. Before you hug her, center your energy. Don't hug her out of emotional hunger. She'll sense the neediness. Don't hug to win her over. That hug will fade into oblivion. Don't hug as if you're trying to score points. Instead, stand tall, breathe slowly, and let your body send a silent message. I'm here, but I need nothing from you. I give from who I am. That's inner strength, not just a physical gesture. 2. Touch without taking. A Stoic hug is about connection, not possession. Let your hand rest gently on her back, not too low, not forceful. Don't rush, don't grip. Let your presence blend, not invade. This is about two souls meeting, not two impulses colliding. A Stoic hug doesn't say, "I want you." It says, "I'm here with you, and I don't need to own you." That sense of calm power makes a woman feel safe, seen, and unforgettably connected. 3. Stillness is the most attractive sound. Most men ruin a beautiful moment by simply talking too much. Don't break the hug with lines like, "You smell amazing," "I don't want to let go," "My heart's racing," "No need," "Doesn't help," "Doesn't last." Silence is a language. A man who's quiet while hugging is a man who allows emotion to rise naturally. Stoicism teaches, let your actions speak. Let your silence confirm your presence. Let the hug linger, just enough to reach the deeper layer of feeling, then gently let go. No rush, no longing, no dramatic goodbye. That graceful ending is what makes her want more. 4. The space after the hug creates a lasting pull. Most men immediately ruin the afterglow by being too eager. Sending hearts, sweet talk, or already missing you. All of that kills the mystery you just created. A stoic man understands the value of space. He knows distance is the room where feelings grow. After a memorable hug, simply fade quietly. No grand exits, no needy follow-ups. Let her sit in that moment, soak in the feeling, and start to miss you. 5. Be the kind of man whose hug is never just a hug. A hug is only the surface. What makes it unforgettable is who you are beneath it. If you're deep, the hug feels meaningful. If you're centered, the hug feels peaceful. If you have presence, the hug feels magnetic. So work on yourself daily. Not to hug better, but to become the kind of man whose touch makes a woman want to remember him forever. That's the Stoic spirit. Don't seek to be memorable. Seek to be real, and memory will follow. Were mistakes that make her forget you, even after a hug, and the Stoic way to avoid them. You gave her a hug, one that felt heartfelt, genuine, and full of connection. But afterward, all you got in return was silence, distance, or complete disinterest. Why? Because there are subtle but powerful mistakes that instantly kill the emotional resonance, causing her to erase you from memory. Let's break them down and see how a Stoic man does things differently. Charmer, E1. A hug driven by emotional urgency, not inner stillness. When a man hugs a woman with too much eagerness, desperation, or intensity, she doesn't feel connected. She feels invaded. Stoicism teaches, a man who cannot master himself will never master a meaningful connection. If you hug her like it's your once-in-a-lifetime chance, you've already lost her. A Stoic man only reaches out when his mind is steady and still. Remember, emotion must be deep and calm before it becomes action that resonates. 2. A hug laced with expectation will always push her away. If you're thinking during the hug, does she like me? Will this bring us closer? I hope she feels how sincere I am. You're making the biggest mistake, hugging with the hope of getting something back. Women feel that, and they feel pressure. A Stoic man gives with no strings attached. He hugs and lets it go. No analyzing, no clinging, no hoping. And paradoxically, that freedom is what makes her remember you. 3. Acting like a boy afterward kills the manly impression you left. The hug may have been great, but what you do afterward decides everything. You text too quickly. You nervously ask, how did that feel for you? You bring up the hug later like it was some big win. All of it destroys the sense of emotional maturity you just built. Stoicism is self-possession, through and through. not just in action, but in how you respond. After the hug, a stoic man is quiet, composed, and never chasing. And that's what makes him irresistibly magnetic. 4. The hug doesn't match who you are outside of it. Even the most magical hug will mean nothing if afterward you come across as needy, chaotic, or shallow. The hug must reflect the man you truly are. I mean, if you're grounded, your hug will feel safe. If you're a good listener, your hug will feel warm. If you live with purpose, she'll feel it in your presence. The stoic man doesn't create fleeting emotions. He creates lasting impressions because his actions mirror a deeply stable identity. 5. Forgetting the power of silent afterglow. So many men ruin a meaningful moment by talking too much afterward, telling their friends, posting on social media, over-messaging her just to stay connected. All of that does one thing. It kills the mystery. A stoic man knows this. The right silence is stronger than any clever words. After a meaningful hug, he simply disappears for a while. This gives her space to wonder what you're thinking, reflect on how she feels, and most of all, miss you. In short, the man she remembers isn't the one who gives the most technically perfect hug. It's the one who avoids the common mistakes most men make. Stoicism doesn't teach you how to be interesting. It teaches you how to be irreplaceable. Remember, the hug itself matters less than the energy you bring into it. Memory isn't built on action, but on the spirit behind the action. The stoic mindset, when she's the one who initiates the hug. Did you know that in many cases, the first hug doesn't always come from you? There are moments when she makes the move, and how you handle that moment says everything about you as a man. What does Stoicism teach about this? In a chaotic, emotionally reactive world, a stoic man understands you don't always need to be the one taking charge. Her initiative doesn't diminish your value. Instead of feeling caught off guard or losing your center, Stoicism teaches you how to receive that gesture with calm strength and quiet confidence. Matter 1. Don't rush to react. Observe first. When she hugs you first, the worst thing you can do is overreact or get overly excited. Instead, stay centered. Feel your internal response without being ruled by it. Receive the hug with appreciation, but not attachment. Because in Stoic philosophy, true power lies not in controlling others, but in mastering your own response. Her 2. Hug her back with self-possession. Your response to her hug should be intentional, not impulsive. Don't hug back mechanically. Let your hug carry the energy of calm, strength, and quiet respect. Through your body language, show her you're not needy, but a grounded man who knows his worth. A warm, gentle hug, confident but not overbearing, creates magnetic presence. Number 3. See her initiative as a challenge to rise, not a moment to melt. Stoicism teaches that every situation is a chance to train your character. When she initiates, it's not a moment to freeze or lose yourself in emotion. It's your opportunity to show your composure, maturity, and depth. The Stoic man doesn't get swept away by fleeting feelings. He stays rooted in a broader, wiser view of connection and life. 4. Balance gratitude with non-attachment. Her hug is a gift, but don't turn it into an anchor. Accept it with gratitude, but don't make it your emotional lifeline. Your inner freedom and grounded presence are what truly make you unforgettable. Jeremy. 5. Let silence and mystery speak louder than words. Even when she's the one initiating, don't ruin the moment by oversharing or explaining. Stoicism reminds us. Silence is the language of inner strength. After the hug, give her space. Let her feel, wonder, and remember. In summary, when a woman takes the lead and hugs you, it's a powerful sign of emotion and trust. But what matters most is how you handle that moment. Hold the stoic mindset. Don't let emotions pull you off balance. Let your calm confidence speak louder than words, because it's that quiet strength, not the hug itself, that stays with her and makes you the kind of man she won't easily forget. Keeping the spark alive after the hug, the timeless power of the stoic mindset. A hug is a moment of connection, but real attraction doesn't end there. You can leave a lasting impression, not just through the hug itself, but through how you carry yourself afterward. Stoicism shows you how to keep that spark burning, quietly, powerfully, and with depth. 3. 1. Maintain calm. True strength comes from a steady mind. A truly magnetic man is one who can remain calm on the inside, no matter what happens on the outside. You can't control her emotions, but you can control your own presence. When you're not needy or rushing things, you become a source of peace. She won't just remember the hug, she'll remember your rare sense of calm and composure. 2. Learn to give without expecting in return. In Stoic thought, giving is purest when it comes with no conditions. Offer her warmth, share meaningful moments, but don't place your emotional well-being in her hands. When you give freely, without hidden expectations, your value becomes unmistakable. People remember those who give with no strings attached. Mirror 1, 3. Stay independent. Keep your own space. A stoic man never loses himself in a relationship. You need your own space to grow, to reflect, to stay intriguing. Independence in your thoughts and actions keeps you grounded. And that mystery, that self-contained presence, it's what keeps her thinking about you. 4. Let your actions speak louder than your words. Stoicism teaches that actions are the truest measure of character. After the hug, skip the dramatic words or shallow affection. Show care through real actions, active listening, showing up when it counts, or simply being solid and present. When your words match your actions, you become unforgettable. Shuri 5. Don't rush to explain or overconnect. After a hug, it's tempting to say more than necessary, to explain feelings, to force closeness. Stoicism warns us. Silence and restraint are signs of inner strength. You don't need to spell everything out. Let the mystery grow. Let curiosity build naturally. 6. Accept every outcome with grace. Not every hug leads to a lasting connection. Maybe today she hugs you, maybe tomorrow things shift. A stoic man understands. The only thing we control is how we respond to the outcome. No matter how things unfold, holding your peace of mind is the real victory. Final takeaway? The hug may be the beginning, but what makes her remember you, what creates lasting attraction, is how you move forward, with composure, with self-respect, with meaningful action. That is the Stoic way, living not just for the moment, but for the kind of value that endures. The kind of man she'll never forget. Graceful silence when she misses you. The Stoic approach. The hug has been shared. The connection was real. But afterward, it's not about saying more. It's about knowing when to stay silent and letting longing unfold on its own. Stoicism teaches that timely silence isn't rejection or coldness. It's a sign of strength and emotional intelligence. Start. 1. Silence is the art of staying close while giving space. When she starts to miss you, silence doesn't weaken the bond. It gives feelings room to breathe and deepen. Silence helps you avoid rushed words or emotional overreactions that could lower your value. She'll feel your steadiness and self-possession, something no words can fully express. Duras. 2. Know when to text and when to wait. If you call or text too much after that moment of closeness, she may feel pressured or that you're clinging. Let the sense of longing grow naturally by choosing the right moment to reconnect. Waiting becomes a test of both your emotional maturity and the depth of your connection. 3. Stay sincere and clear in every interaction. Stoicism doesn't mean coldness or playing games. When you do engage, be sincere and direct. Avoid mixed signals, dishonesty, or false hope. Clarity allows her to see your true worth and builds lasting trust. 4. Don't let emotions drive your actions. When someone misses you, it's tempting to act impulsively just to keep the feeling alive. Stoicism reminds you, you cannot control someone else's emotions, but you can absolutely master your own. Stay composed. Don't let missing her cause you to overreach or lose yourself. The less you're driven by emotion, the more grounded and attractive you become. 5. Use that space to grow yourself. While she's missing you, don't spend all your time waiting or craving attention. Use it to enrich your inner life. Learn, train, pursue your personal goals. A man who keeps evolving, who keeps moving forward, is impossible to forget. 6. Accept any outcome with peace. She may miss you, but that doesn't guarantee the future will unfold as you hope. Stoicism teaches that we only control our own thoughts and actions. Whatever happens, receive it with calm. No clinging, no desperation. Final reflection. Graceful silence and emotional restraint create space for something real to grow. When you master your words and actions, you not only stay in her memory, you also honor your own dignity. True strength lies not in what you say, but in what you choose to hold back, so that everything can unfold in its most natural, lasting way. Live through silence. Become the man she'll never forget. In life and in love, the most powerful move isn't always what you say. Sometimes it's about knowing when to say nothing at all. Marcus Aurelius and the Stoic philosophers taught us, true strength lies in calmness and self-control. You've learned how to respond to a hug with depth and grace. You understand that well-timed silence creates far more attraction than a flood of words. You've begun to master your emotions, knowing when to act, when to wait, and most importantly, you've committed to growing yourself. And when you live with self-mastery, quiet strength, and genuine integrity, you don't just leave a mark on her mind. You build a lasting value in the hearts of everyone around you. None. Start today. Use silence wisely. Let emotions breathe and grow in their own time. Take control of your actions and emotions. Don't let impatience dull your worth. Invest in your personal growth, because you are the only one who can turn yourself into someone unforgettable. Don't chase attention. Create inner strength and magnetic calm. Because when you live by the Stoic code, calm, steady, and deeply grounded, you won't just be remembered, you'll be respected, you'll be loved in the truest sense. Apply these Stoic principles and turn every hug into a lasting imprint on her heart. Are you ready to become the man she can't forget? It starts now with your silence, your self-command, and your unwavering character. The shocking truth most men miss. Let's get one thing straight. A woman who genuinely likes you will never leave you confused. If you're lying awake at 2 a.m., replaying her last text, analyzing her tone, wondering if she meant maybe or no, I hate to break it to you, but that's already off your answer. Because when a woman is into you, you'll know. And when she's not, you'll wonder. Modern men are drowning in maybe. We scroll, we simp, we guess. We've traded clarity for attention, and in the process, we forgot what real attraction feels like. Effortless, calm, certain. The Stoics had a rule. If it costs you your peace, it's too expensive. Marcus Aurelius. So let's cut through the noise. No pickup lines, no games, no manipulation, just truth. Here are 3 silent signals a woman gives when she actually wants you. And once you see them, you'll never chase the wrong one again. Kibansan sang min se viet tiep, pan tu. Signal number 1, she makes space for you. Jambao jung kao truts, ngupap vamakam shoots. Ban muon min viet ngai pan tiep theo chu. The signal number 1, she makes space for you. When a woman likes you, she doesn't just respond. She creates space for you. She'll open a window in her schedule. She'll send a message just because. She'll find excuses to be around, even if it's subtle. This isn't about chasing. This is about alignment. Because attention is the new currency, and people protect their time more than their money. If she's offering you her time freely, that's not random. That's intention. Look closely. Does she text you first? Does she ask questions about your day? Does she suggest doing something together? Even if it's small. That's not just being nice. That's her choosing to let you into her world. Most men miss this because they're too busy chasing approval. They mistake polite replies for desire. They confuse politeness with passion. But a Stoic man, he doesn't chase, he observes. He doesn't force, he notices. And when she makes space for you, without you asking for it, without needing to earn it, that's a clear sign. She wants you there. Let that sink in. It's not about what she says, it's about what she makes room for. Because interest, just like energy, can't be faked. It shows in where we spend our time. Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one. Marcus Aurelius. So stop analyzing emojis. Start reading actions. Signal number 2, she opens up emotionally. Here's a secret most men don't realize. A woman who likes you doesn't just talk. She reveals. Not just surface level talk about movies, weather, or weekend plans. No, she begins to open the vault. She'll share her fears, her past, her dreams, her doubts. She'll let the cracks show, not to burden you, but to see if you're man enough to hold it. Because vulnerability isn't weakness, it's on selective exposure. And if she's letting you see beneath the surface, it's not random, it's earned. Emotional openness is her way of asking, can you handle the real me, not just the version I show the world? Now here's where most men mess it up. They interrupt, they joke, they try to fix it, because they're uncomfortable with the silence or intensity. But a Stoic man, He doesn't flinch. He doesn't rush to fix. He simply listens deeply. Because he knows presence is more powerful than advice. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. Marcus Aurelius. So if she opens up, stay still, stay grounded. Let her feel safe, not judged. Let her feel seen, not solved. That's what builds real trust. That's what separates you from the boys who only chase beauty, not depth. Because when a woman likes you, she won't just flirt. She'll invite you into her reality. And if you can stay calm in her storms, she'll see you as more than just a moment. She'll see you as a man worth keeping. Signal number 3, she respects your mission. Let me make this clear. If she truly likes you, she won't pull you away from your purpose. She'll push you deeper into it. Most modern relationships fail not because of lack of love, but because one person feels like they have to choose, her or the mission. A woman who truly sees you will never make you choose. She knows that a man without purpose is a man she can't trust. She'll respect your time, your space, and your non-negotiable rituals. Morning workouts, focused evenings, time alone to think, read, build, become. Why? Because she understands. You're building something bigger than just attention, and she doesn't want to interrupt that. She wants to be part of it. First, say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do. Epictetus. Here's how you'll know. She doesn't pout when you need to grind. She doesn't get insecure when you say no to a party because you've got goals. She doesn't call your discipline boring or your boundaries too much. Instead, she'll say, "Go do your thing. I'm proud of you." That's not just support. That's alignment. A woman who respects your mission isn't just impressed by your ambition. She honors your identity, and she knows she's not in a competition with your purpose. She's in partnership with it. So when she encourages you to stay focused, to stay disciplined, to stay locked in, that's not a small gesture. That's her saying, "I believe in the man you're becoming." And that, my friend, is one of the rarest and most powerful signals of them all. The Stoic filter. Why most men miss these signals. Let's be honest. Most men walk through life blind. Not because they're dumb, not because women are too mysterious, but because their mind is full of noise. Too much ego, too much need for validation, too many assumptions, and not enough awareness. So even when a woman is clearly showing interest, they miss it. Why? Because they're looking for flashy signs. Over-the-top compliments, dramatic confessions, romantic movie scenes. They want the obvious, but real connection is subtle. And if you're not grounded, if you're too reactive, you'll either 1. Overthink everything, 2. Miss everything, 3. Or worse, chase the wrong signals from the wrong women. This is where stoicism comes in like a weapon. The stoic man doesn't chase validation. He doesn't read into every smile. He's not thirsty for attention. He observes, he listens, he discerns. Because when you're calm on the inside, you start to notice what others miss on the outside. He who is brave is free. Seneca. You become free from needing a woman to like you. So when she does, you cannot actually see it. You don't jump to conclusions. You stay centered. And in that stillness, you pick up on what 90% of guys miss. The way she opens up, the way she respects your time, the way she subtly leans in when you speak, the way she protects your energy when you're drained. These aren't accidents. These are signals, but only the man who's mastered himself can truly receive them. So ask yourself, are you reacting to life or are you reading it? Are you desperate to be seen or strong enough to see clearly? The answers lie not in what she does, but in how you choose to observe. How to respond like a stoic man. Here's the biggest mistake most men make. When they finally realize a woman likes them, they flip the switch from calm to clingy. They chase, they overcompensate. They think, if she likes me, I have to do everything to keep her. Wrong. A stoic man doesn't chase what is already attracted. He doesn't fumble the moment by overthinking. He stays anchored. So what do you do when she gives you the signals? You acknowledge them, but you don't get emotionally drunk on them. You respond, not react. Let's break it down. 1. Stay centered. She gives you attention? Great. Don't turn it into your new oxygen. The nearer a man comes to a calm mind, the closer he is to strength. Marcus Aurelius' smile. Appreciate it, but remember her affection is a gift, not a guarantee. Your purpose still comes first. Tarpushuri 2. Mirror respect with respect. If she honors your boundaries, you return the gesture, but not by becoming a people pleaser. You respect her, but you don't lose your own standards. She's not your savior. She's a reflection of your clarity. 3. Maintain mystery and depth. A stoic man is never too available, emotionally or physically. He shares but doesn't overshare. He listens more than he talks. He lets her discover him, layer by layer. That mystery, it's magnetic. 4. Lead, don't impress. You don't need to win her over with gimmicks. You lead conversations with depth. You ask real questions. You plan with confidence. You're not trying to be her type. You're being your own man. And that's irresistible. Unshakeable 5. Detach from outcome. If she likes you, great. If she loses interest, also fine. Your value doesn't rise or fall based on her approval. You don't cling to connection. You remain open but grounded because you know this truth. A man who stands strong in who he is will never need to beg for attention. A final reflection, what she really wants in a man. Let's strip everything away. The flirting, the smiles, the body language, the clever texts, even the physical attraction. Underneath all of that, what is she really drawn to? What is the signal she's silently scanning for? It's this. Can this man handle life and still remain grounded? Because a woman knows the way a man handles himself is the way he will handle her. If he's desperate for approval, he'll drain her with insecurity. If he's reactive, he'll explode when things don't go his way. If he's always seeking pleasure, he'll abandon her when things get tough. But the man who is calm under pressure, who listens more than he speaks, who chooses his words with intention, who doesn't fear solitude, who owns his presence fully, that a man is rare. And when a woman senses him, she doesn't want to let him go. No man is free who is not master of himself. Epictetus. You don't need to be perfect. You don't need to have all the money, the looks, or the charm. But if you are anchored in who you are, if you can walk through storms without losing your center, if you can receive love without becoming addicted to it, she will feel it deeply, because that kind of energy doesn't scream, it whispers, and it changes the room. how to become that man. So now you know. You know the 3 signals. You know how to respond like a Stoic. You know what she really wants in a man. But let me ask you something real. What will you do with this knowledge? Will you scroll to the next video, or will you stop and look in the mirror? Because here's the truth no one wants to admit. Most men know what they need to do, but very few have the courage to actually do it. If you want to become the kind of man she respects, admires, and chooses, you must first become the kind of man you respect when no one's watching. Not next week, not after your next failure, not someday. Now. So start small. Wake up earlier than your excuses. Sit with discomfort. Don't numb it. Say no more often. Say I'm enough without needing proof. And when you're tempted to act from fear, act from clarity instead. That's how Stoic men are built. One conscious decision at a time. And if this video struck something deep inside you, then don't keep. You can be rich. You can be successful. You can hold degrees, drive nice cars, wear tailored suits. But here's the cold truth no one tells you. Women don't care what you do, not in the way you think. You've been sold the lie that doing more, earning more, achieving more will win their heart. Yet somehow you still feel invisible, overlooked, misunderstood. That's because what most women truly desire isn't found in your resume. It's found in your presence, your essence, your inner mastery. In today's video, we reveal the 6 silent traits that make older Stoic men incredibly magnetic, without chasing, without performing, without begging. These are not tricks. They're not games. They're timeless truths. And once you understand them, you'll stop chasing because they'll start noticing. Let's dive in. 1. Emotional self-mastery, not emotional drama. Women don't need you to be a robot, but they do crave a man who isn't ruled by his emotions. When life hits hard, they want to see if you collapse or stand firm. A Stoic man knows that our emotions are signals, not dictators. He listens, but he doesn't obey them. When she sees you respond to pressure with calmness, she feels safe. Not because you're perfect, but because you're present. Now, if you think emotional strength is enough, you're only scratching the surface. What comes next will surprise you even more. Wherever was hard. 2. Direction, not just ambition. Ambition is noisy. Direction is quiet. A man with direction doesn't need to announce his goals. It's obvious in how he lives. Women aren't looking for someone who just wants to go far. They're drawn to someone who already knows where he's going, even if he's walking alone. Stoic men don't chase the spotlight, they follow purpose. And that's what women silently admire. But even the strongest sense of direction loses power without one invisible force most men neglect. 3. Unshakable boundaries, not control. Control is manipulation. Boundaries are protection. A Stoic man knows what he will and won't tolerate, and he makes no apologies for it. He doesn't need to dominate because he doesn't compromise his inner code. Women feel deep respect for a man who calmly says no and sticks to it. It signals maturity, not arrogance. But boundaries alone don't inspire devotion. There's something even deeper that makes her feel seen, truly seen. 4. Attentiveness without attachment. Contrary to what many believe, women don't want constant attention. They want meaningful presence. A Stoic man listens deeply, observes subtly, and engages with intentionality, not neediness. He pays attention, not to impress, but to understand. That difference changes everything. Still, even attentiveness must rest on something stronger, something spiritual. That leads us to the trait women rarely admit but deeply feel. 5. Peace with solitude, not desperation for company. A man at peace in solitude is a man who owns his energy. He doesn't need someone to complete him. He's already whole. That self-contained strength is irresistibly attractive because it's so rare. A Stoic man doesn't beg for time, attention, or love because his self-worth isn't rented from others. And when a woman meets a man who's whole in solitude, she doesn't want to escape from him. She wants to join his peace. Nakroniyur. 6. Integrity over image. You can fake status, you can buy style, but integrity is earned in silence. Women may be drawn to your image at first, but they fall in love with your truth. A Stoic man doesn't perform virtue, he lives it. When your actions match your words, when your decisions reflect your values, you stand out quietly, powerfully. Here's the truth most men never learn. You don't win a woman's respect by chasing her. You earn it by chasing your higher self. You don't need fancy words, expensive cars, or dramatic gestures. What women deeply crave, even if they don't say it out loud, is a man who is rooted in his purpose, calm in his soul, and free from the need to prove himself. Because once you embody that, they don't care about what you do, they feel who you are. So here's your challenge. Let go of the performance. Let go of the approval seeking. Start living with direction, discipline, and peace. The right people, including the right woman, will be drawn to the flame of your authenticity. If this message struck a chord with you, like in this video and subscribe to the channel. We're building a community of strong, grounded men who live by a principle, not pressure. Drop a comment below. Which one of these 5 traits are you working on right now? And if you know someone who needs to hear this, share it. Help another man reclaim his quiet power. Until next time, stay calm, stay true, stay stoic.